Colorado Springs has always kind of reminded me of weed with seeds in it. It's a little bit cheaper, you know. I'm always really surprised when it's good. But another crazy thing about Colorado Springs that I love is that the trained soldiers from the military base are not allowed to visit the mall. That's how scary the teenagers are here. Also, the teenagers here still go to the mall. So I know that's a little weird. We can talk about that another time. But no, I live here with my wife. We're in a non-traditional marriage. We still enjoy each other's company. She still finds me attractive even though I swim with my shirt on. Prefer to make love with my shirt on too. It can get a little awkward because she'll go spend some money on some nice lingerie and then I just kind of like shuffle in my Winnie the Pooh outfit. My poor dog's in the corner like Eeyore. Don't worry, this won't last long. But no, we have one son though. He's Gen Z. I like to mess with him because all those Gen Z kids are so anxious, so I'll just start texting him random things in the middle of the day like, we need to talk, ... Please call me, ... But one of my favorite things too with Gen Z was, for a while, all of their trends were just doing completely normal things without using their cell phones. They called it raw dogging. Back in my day, raw dogging was how you became pro-choice. Another universal fact about raw dogging is that everybody's mother has done it, at least once, including my own. But, so my other job besides comedy is I'm a bartender. I really enjoy bartending. It's one of the few customer service jobs where you're allowed to slowly poison the customers and they think it's their idea. And I make good money. I'm basically ExxonMobil, is what I'm trying to say. But before bartending, I had a different career completely. I sold drugs. It's totally different because drugs are solid and alcohol's liquid. But that actually came to an abrupt end when I sold drugs to a cop. Yeah, twice. And I ended up becoming a convicted felon. It's not so bad though. It's actually, there's some bright spots to being a felon. It's really easy to get out of destination weddings. But when I got my felony, I was young. I was in my 20s, and you know, my life kind of spiraled out of control. I put on a ton of weight. I was in and out of court all the time. I just got really toxic with the women in my life, and I realized that if I didn't start making better choices and turn my life around, that there was a solid chance I could end up serving 48 years in the White House. But actually, I'm politically, I'm an independent, so legally I'm allowed to make fun of everybody. But I do think politically, my favorite political people are the ones that don't pay attention to politics because they remind me of the people that start asking questions halfway through the movie. It's always just like, yeah, you know that talking part at the beginning? That was an election, and now this is where we all live. So, no, but honestly though, I just want Republicans and Democrats to start working together again and crossing the aisle more like they used to do on that plane to that island. But I got into comedy because of my dad. You know, we had some conversations about it. He passed away recently, and he had asked me to start doing stand-up comedy before he passed. And you know, so that's why I'm here. And we actually had a pretty unique relationship because my dad was gay, which is one of the more challenging, like, boomer core identities to have. It was never an issue for us, though. It only became awkward twice, and both of those times were at the end of his life. The first time was when he asked me to delete his porn collection. And we're talking about a 65-year-old accountant. So these are meticulous files on a desktop computer with file names like 2008 taxes.butts. And the other time was my dad had VA benefits, and I don't know if you guys know a lot about the VA, but they weren't that good. And I ended up having to do a lot of the home health care at the end of his life, and I had to give my dad a suppository. Oh. Yeah, exactly. And it was awkward for both of us because we both realized there was a moment that we realized this might be the last time a man lovingly places something in his rectum. But no, I'll get out of here on this one, guys. So my dad, like I said, he kind of talked me into doing this towards the end of his life, and then when I started performing more, I realized that it was pretty common that people started doing comedy after a parent passed away. It's kind of a challenge. And then I thought about it like, what if it was one last dad joke? And then I kind of thought about the conversation, and it'd be something like, son, yes, father. I need you to do something for me. Yes, father, anything. I need you to perform stand-up comedy. Well, father, why I'm not that funny? Yeah, I know, but I need you to do this. Okay, well, will I get wealthy? No. Okay, will I attract the opposite sex? Also no. Okay, well, listen, I have a bet going with the other dads in hospice. If you're not the first one to perform stand-up comedy when I die, I'm going to have to wear a ghost dress until the Rockies win the World Series. And that's why I always do the full set, even though nobody's in the room, because you never know whose ghost parent's going to be in attendance. All right, guys. So, coming up next, thank you very much. All right, we have a vocal comic and tattooist,